the layers of awakening. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. There is an awakening process, and that process is multi-layered. You have your discovery of who you really are as a being of source energy. That could be described as the first layer or the first step in awakening. All other versions of you that are out there in these other lifetimes have a gift to give you. They offer you wisdom from their experiences. They offer you skills and abilities that they have honed. They also offer you the emotional amplification that you sometimes experience when you are having one of your moments in this lifetime. And it is so much easier to get there than you think. So as you move through your evolutionary process, you're going to discover that more and harder challenges are what bring more light and more love through you. That is the ultimate experience. That's what you all came here to do. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Welcome to the Reality Revolution. This is another wonderful episode where we're going to read some incredible channelings from the Arcturian Council. These are channeled by Daniel Scranton. You can find more at danielscranton.com. And I'm reading from his amazing book, Ascension, The Shift to the Fifth Dimension, Volume 3. The Arcturian Council is a group of higher dimensional beings that answer questions of a spiritual nature, that offer incredible insight related to our shift into a higher level of consciousness. It has been a great joy for me to read these channelings. I always get something new out of them every time I read them. They have a certain vibe to them. A lot of these channelings have a certain activation that's energetic, that goes beyond the words. And it is amazing to be a part of the process of these channelings. We are covering some really interesting topics: what you create, the layers of awakening, the evolution of your solar system, the gifts of your past lives, tracking your progress, dive deeper, the physical and non-physical ways, new challenges, and so much more. What you create. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. When you discover that you create your reality, you do have a challenging time accepting some of your creations. Why would you ever create a painful experience for yourself once you are an awakened being? What possible good could come from experiencing something that you consider bad? These are the questions that you ask when you understand that you create your reality and you begin to put your energy towards creating it deliberately. We want you to recognize that this journey of ascension is the ultimate creation. It's not about creating a perfect third-dimensional experience for yourself and then staying grounded in the third dimension to enjoy the spoils of your creation. This is about movement. And this is about movement to an entirely new dimension of reality. Therefore, you create experiences that are going to serve you. Some of those experiences you won't necessarily enjoy, but they will have the desired effect. They will always nudge you forward. They will always continue the awakening process. They will get you to know yourselves more fully as source energy beings, because you will need to forgive yourselves. You will need to experience compassion, and you will need to have unconditional love for yourselves and others. In order to know these traits of source energy, you must create circumstances and events that require the fully knowing of them, the full experiencing of them. And so even though you would not deliberately create a so-called negative experience for yourself, you will create them nonetheless. These are the experiences that spur on the most growth. These are the experiences that get you to summon forth more energy and to know yourselves more completely. But what we see you doing more often than not is questioning how you created such a mess for yourselves, and then we see you being hard on yourselves for not creating what you wanted to. And when you take that approach to what you've created, you miss out on the full benefit of it. Instead, we suggest that you accept your creations. and you look for the ways in which you can benefit from them, the ways in which they serve you, and the ways in which you can know yourselves more fully as source energy beings who experience unconditional love, compassion, and forgiveness. And in so doing, you create the ultimate experience of this earthly plane, the experience of shifting from a third-dimensional egoic being to a fifth-dimensional higher self. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. The layers of awakening. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. There is an awakening process, and that process is multi-layered. You have your discovery of who you really are as a being of source energy. That could be described as the first layer or the first step in awakening. You also come to realize that everything is your creation. As source energy, the ultimate creator being, how could it not be your creation? Some of you take a next step that is somewhat sideways, where you begin to try to convince everyone else that your truth is true and that they should accept it. Some of you also have a tendency in your awakening process to point out to others what they are doing wrong, how they are miscreating their realities. It usually results in a very lonely experience as you discover that most people do not agree with your newfound beliefs. You then awaken to the fact that you must do the work. In this case, the work refers to the release of that which no longer serves you, and this can be a lengthy and arduous process. It often is. It can be the point in your awakening process where you give up, where you stop attempting to lead a spiritual lifestyle. It can be the point where you lose all hope, because there are so many layers that you need to work through to get to that original truth that you discovered. That truth being that you are all source energy beings. We all are. Knowing it and experiencing it are two different layers. Experiencing it could be described as the final layer. However, you could also say that the final layer is when you have that full knowing of yourselves as source energy beings, and you actually create the reality that you've always wanted to experience. It takes knowing yourself as a source energy creator being to get to that last step or last layer in the process. The work that you do, the clearing and the releasing, is all worth it. It is all worth it in the long run, because in the long run, you recognize your power. You know yourselves as limitless, eternal, and infinite. You will fear nothing, and you will create everything consciously and deliberately, and you will allow all others to do the same. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. The evolution of your solar system. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We will give you plenty of information that will make much more sense when you are further along on your journeys. So we are planting seeds with all of you. We are helping and assisting and putting things in front of you so that you will know when you are onto something. We give you these bits and pieces because we do not want to overload your systems, and because it takes time to process that which you receive. What we want to give you today is a bit of information about your solar system. Your solar system is evolving. Your solar system is changing. You're not going to be in the exact same solar system that you were in when you completely shift. There will be new planets. There may be 2 suns. You may no longer have a moon. There are lots of things that are shifting, and all of this information that we are giving you now is meant to trigger something within you. It's meant to start you down a particular path, a path that will lead you to more of your galactic history, and also more of your role in all of this. You all played a part in the creation of this solar system. This is your plan being executed. When you think about the influence that planets have upon you right now, imagine how much more of an influence they will have upon you when you have a few ones floating around. Imagine the impact of 2 suns, and realize that your desire to experience these changes comes from a knowing that these changes are inevitable and that they will serve you all very well. Your galaxy is going to get much smaller and much more accessible. and everything about your solar system is going to shift along with you. You are the benefactors of these changes. You are the ones who bring them about, experiencing them, and decide on the next ones. So this isn't just happening. You are creating it. You are creating the new solar system, the new galaxy, and the new universe, so that you all may thrive in ways that you were always meant to thrive. You are becoming more of yourselves, and so, of course, the outer world would be a reflection of that. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. The gifts of your past lives. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. When you're ready to pay homage to all of your lifetimes of experiences, then, and only then, are you ready to accept yourself as you are today. The person that you are today is unique. That is true, but the person that you are today is part of a much bigger story, and that is the story of your incarnational cycle. All other versions of you that are out there in these other lifetimes have a gift to give you. They offer you wisdom from their experiences. They offer you skills and abilities that they have honed. They also offer you the emotional amplification that you sometimes experience when you are having one of your moments in this lifetime. The emotional amplification is a result of a stockpiling of traumas. Now, when you see all of these other versions of you in these past lives as giving you gifts, you then begin to accept the whole of who you are. If instead you see them as the versions of you that are responsible for the karma that has been inflicted on you in this lifetime, you are playing the victim. And while it can be fun to blame a you that you can only experience through memories, it is not the way. It is not the way to get you to where you want to go. If instead you would honor the past life versions of you for their dedication to this incarnational cycle of yours, you would begin to benefit from more of their experiences. You would also experience less of that backlash from some of their more challenging experiences. When you accept all aspects of yourself, you also accept all of the experiences that help to shape and mold that previous version of you. And acceptance is a key for moving on from anything. So rather than cursing your past life selves for having delivered the karma to you that you sometimes experience, bless them. See them as the ones who did all of the dirty work in the trenches so that you would evolve into the beautiful being that you are today, a being who is more than capable of cleansing and clearing what has been left for you by those previous versions of you. You are so much more than what you've experienced yourself as in this lifetime. We recommend that you reach out to these past life versions of you to give thanks and to receive the wisdom and the gifts that they have for you. Healing occurs on many levels, and some of these levels are still presenting themselves to you. So we also recommend that you be gentle with yourselves through this process of integration. We are the Arcturian Council. We have enjoyed connecting with you. Track your progress. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. It is advantageous to you to keep track of your progress on this journey. You often attempt to quantify your progress by what you can see outside of you. In other words, you measure how well you're doing spiritually by what you witness happening physically in your lives. But we would like you to measure your progress differently because we know that you are progressing. And we also know that the outside world isn't shifting as quickly as most of you would like. So first of all, let yourselves off the hook. Don't ask so much of yourselves, and please do not attempt to prove yourselves as your abilities by attempting to manifest something or hone some skill or ability to perfection. When instead you look at how you respond, how you react to certain events in your lives and in the world at large, you have all of the information that you need. And as you continue to observe yourself in these various scenarios, you're going to find that you get triggered less and less by the same stimuli. This doesn't mean that you've become jaded or worn down by the events and circumstances. Quite the contrary, it means that you are capable of handling that which you face in your life. And as you face that which is in front of you, you are then capable of creating something new, something different. However, most of you want to experience the creation part right away. You want to get to the good part as soon as possible, and we understand that. We understand how being told that you create your reality would put you on a bit of creating spree. And if you don't see the results that you want to see, you begin to question the validity of that truth. And you begin to question yourselves. You begin to question whether you are good enough. But the bigger picture here is your evolution. And your evolution requires you to experience certain things that your ego would never choose for itself. When you respond to setbacks, challenges, hardships in your life with a sense of knowing that it serves you, that's when you know you have some real quantifiable progress on your hands. That's when you know that you have a bigger impact on your reality than your reality has the ability to impact you. That's when you can know for certain that you are masters. And as masters, you are creating. You are creating new realities, new worlds, and new experiences. You are creating the new fifth dimension. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Dive deeper. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. As you look within yourselves for a particular vibration that you would like to feel, let yourselves explore in a deeper way than you ever have before. Give yourselves the full tour, because there is more within you than you have experienced previously, and it is time for you to discover just how high you can raise your vibration. The deeper you go, the higher the vibration. We invite you to explore the regions of yourself that have all the secrets of the universe. We invite you to look within yourselves for full disclosure, for everything you've ever wanted to know about this universe and all that is. Evidence of your shift is going to be accessed within you first. Experiences that you want to have are going to manifest within you first. And everything that you are letting go of vibrationally, emotionally, and energetically is going to come up and out of you. The richness of your experience is limitless. But it is necessary for you to access your own soul, your own consciousness, your own energy signature in order for you to fully feel the highest vibrations that you are capable of accessing. One of the ways you can help yourselves to do this is by putting your attention on every part of your physical body all at once. How often do you do that? How often do you feel your consciousness in every square centimeter? How often do you enliven yourselves in that way? Seeking internal validation will always grant you what you're looking for. Seeking external validation is a crapshoot at best. You are ready to explore all the layers upon layers of vibrations that exist within you. And doing so is going to heighten every experience that you have of the external world. You won't need to see any proof of anything in order to live a very satisfied existence, because you will have unlocked all of it within yourselves and experienced it firsthand. Just when you think you felt it all, dive a little deeper. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. The physical and non-physical ways. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. Because you are a physically focused human being, you often look for physical causes to what you are experiencing in your lives. You want to make sense of the world, and you want to make sense of your world in particular. The physical reality seems more real than any other reality that you could describe. In other words, something solid seems more permanent and therefore more real than something as fleeting as a thought, an emotion, or an energetic experience. Therefore, when you want to make sense of something and you want to be able to depend upon reality to produce you results that you want, you look to the physical. Even though money has become less tangible over the years, you still look to money as the means with which you get something that you want, like a vacation, or car, or a home. But there are, of course, many other ways of having those experiences and those things. When you look at your life and the circumstances of it, you may look at physical factors as having been the cause of where you are today. So if you had rich parents, then you would have had a rich adulthood. If you experienced physical abuse, then you might continue to experience it as an adult or become the abuser. And you look at the physical factors, the tangible things, as being the most relevant in all of these cases. However, in truth, the physical is no more permanent than the ethereal. It's no more predictable or reliable than something that is intangible. It just seems that way from a certain point of view. When you work with the non-physical, when you work with vibration, it is actually much easier for you to get to where you want to go. And it is also easier for you to understand how you got to where you are today through vibration, because not everyone who has the same physical experience gets the same physical result or has the same physical future experience. What we are talking about here is a rewiring of your brains. We are talking about looking at things from a slightly different perspective, and we are talking about shifting your reality at the most subtle level, which is, of course, not the physical one. So, when you want something in your life that you don't have, or when you want to change something that already exists, always look to the vibrational and to the energetic as the means by which you are going to shift your experience of reality. It is the easier way. It is the faster way, and it is in fact the more permanent way. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. New challenges. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. Bringing yourselves to a new point in your evolution means that you step up to new sets of challenges. These challenges are what give you a reason to feel something. They give you a reason to summon forth energy. They give you a reason to make a choice. They propel you forward. So when you reach a new point in your evolution and you find yourself facing these challenges, we invite you to see it as progress. Many times you will look at your lives and think that you are doing something wrong because of the challenges that you have in front of you. You will think, how did I create this? What am I doing wrong? Or you will think that you are regressing in some way, as though the absence of challenges is what signifies spiritual enlightenment. It is what you do with the challenges that matters. And as we have said, when you make shifts to higher frequency ranges, you put those challenges in front of yourselves because you want something to spur you on. Whether you admit it to yourselves or not, the challenges make life interesting. They light a fire under you. Your challenges are your friends. And when you begin to see them in that way, you shift your perspective on them. And therefore you have more success in facing them. As soon as you switch from believing that the challenges mean you are doing something wrong to recognizing that the challenges mean you have up-leveled to a new vibration, you will begin to handle those challenges with ease and grace. You will welcome them. You will want to hone your skills as a creator by continually upping the stakes. When the challenges get bigger, more of you gets revealed. And when more of you gets revealed, more of you gets integrated. And when you begin facing your challenges as your whole self, when you can laugh in the face of them, that's when you know you are playing the game with all of your pieces. That's when you know you are at the top of your game. And it is so much easier to get there than you think. So as you move through your evolutionary process, you're going to discover that more and harder challenges are what bring more light and more love through you. That is the ultimate experience. That's what you all came here to do. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Everything you haven't had access to. Greetings. We are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are always looking for just the right frequency to have the desired effect on humanity or on beings from some other world in our galaxy. The type of precision it takes to find just the right frequency is a skill that we hone all the time here in the 9th dimension. As beings who primarily feel, we have become quite attuned to the different levels of vibration, which we refer to as frequencies. And by finding just the right frequency, we can make the impact that we desire to make on all of you and all the others that we serve. You have the same ability within you. And we suggest that you use it. Use this ability to help others and to manifest what you need to live the life you want to live there on Earth. In the past, you may have taken a very mental approach to finding the right frequency. You might want to know that the hertz is of that frequency, or you might try visualization, mantras, other ways of thinking positively to put you in just the right frequency. And that is all good, and it will get you to a certain point. But we know that you are ready to go beyond the limitations of the mind and step into the limitless realm of the heart, which is your main point through which all feelings are experienced. Therefore, as you tune in more to your heart and what you're feeling, you will be able to fine-tune the frequency that you are offering, and therefore you can make the impact that you want to make. More importantly, you can go to the reality that you want to experience that is a match to that frequency. This is something all humans have the ability to do, but you are taught from a very young age that your actions matter more, and that how much you learn in school is of paramount importance. However, very few are taught about the importance of their feelings and their ability to conjure up a vibration with intention and focus. But now as adults, you have this information. You know that you can dive deeply into your heart space and find everything and everyone that you are looking for, even those who are deceased. Now, what will it take to get you to actually do it? Usually you do it when thought, word, and action fall short of accomplishing a goal that you have for yourself or for humanity. When you are trying so hard to help someone else, but you just can't seem to find the right combination of words and actions to do so, you might then turn to sending love from your heart. Find the frequency, and you find everything that you desire, that you want to feel, that you want to experience. You find the world you want to create and live in, and the people you want to live amongst in that world. But you must be willing to get out of your head long enough to feel into that heart center for all that it contains. And as soon as you do, you will feel more grounded and expansive at the same time. You will feel more infinite and eternal. And you will know that you have unlocked everything that you haven't had access to previously. Now is a wonderful time to do this, as everything is moving so much faster than it ever has before there on planet Earth. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. Are you awake? Here's how you show it. Greetings, we are the Arcturian Council. We are pleased to connect with all of you. We are always excited to see what you will do next there on Earth to further your spiritual evolution. You have your individual journeys, of course. You have your journey as a collective of humanity. When you see things going on out there in the world, in other countries, in other places that do not seem to affect you personally, know that they are affecting the human collective consciousness, and therefore they are affecting you. When you recognize that you are there to exude love, you are there to help and to heal, the knowledge of what's going on and where can help you point your love and your healing energy in the right direction. You know that it is necessary to meditate more on peace when a new war breaks out, for example. When you look at your own lives and what is going on within them, or what isn't happening that you want to happen, this is also a way for you to go deeper with your level of awareness about what you need and what is needed from you. Other people in your life might be acting out in ways that are troubling to you, and then you know that the person or people who are acting out need more love sent their way. They are acting out because of an unprocessed emotion, because of an unreleased trauma, and when you see it that way, you know that you are being called upon to offer what is needed in that moment. Otherwise, they either wouldn't be in your life, or they would be living happily ever after in your presence. We know that being the caretaker for the other people in your life and for the rest of humanity is a tall order. But we also know that those of you who are awake and are always looking for opportunities to be of greater service. Now, you being of greater service does not have to mean that you're going out and starting a foundation to save the whales, for instance. It doesn't have to mean that you are going on an international speaking tour where your objective is to enlighten and uplift. As you look around at what's going on in your world and in your personal life, you can find all the opportunities that you could ever want to show up, to radiate love, to send healing and peace to where it is needed. Again, it seems like a tall order, but if you were not up for it, you would not have chosen to incarnate on Earth at this time, and you would not have awakened before the majority of the population. The amount of kindness, love, and compassion you show to your fellow humans is what determines how awake you are. It is not about what you know intellectually. It is not about having inside information on what's really going on with the government and the cabal groups. It is about showing up as the light in the face of all the darkness that is there on planet Earth at this time. It is about what you feel and what you do about what you feel. So we recommend spending more time focusing on how you feel and what is needed out there in the world around you. That is the best way for you to know yourselves as the beings of love and light you truly are. We are the Arcturian Council, and we have enjoyed connecting with you. This set of channelings has an overarching theme that's very important. And one of the reasons I really like reading the Arcturian Council channelings in conjunction with all my activations and meditations is because this takes reality creation to a different level. Yes, we want to create a reality where we're wealthy, prosperous, we find love, we're healthy, and those are things that we want. We want to create that perfect reality, and the more we discover our power, the more that we can do that. But we're also evolving, and what we find is that certain situations that come up in our lives, what Quo called catalyst, and what the Arcturian Council is explaining is that things that concern us, bad things that happen in our lives, these bring out more light. They bring out a greater evolution in who we are. And the question is, why would we create this world? Why would we create a world where these terrible things happen to us? But if we are in an elevated state of consciousness and we look at these events as triggers, as ways for us to access greater amounts of light, suddenly everything changes. And it's a wonderful thing to experience. I think the Arcturian Council is awakening within us certain experiences that we have had in other parts of the galaxy, because the vibration that they are operating at and the energies they're sending to all of us, we get our DNA activated by these transmissions and we become closer to our higher selves. But in the process, we have these events happen, these things happen. It doesn't make any sense. We have a greater power, we're creating our reality, and then there's this catalyst, traumas. And in many of those situations, we're supposed to be there in that moment, that we are the focal point of love, that we are the actor of power. We have the ability to change that situation. We're the superhero in the moment. You're a superhero. You have awakened an ability within you that goes far beyond just your own life. And with your compassion, you can change the world. And this gives us an elevated perspective of the ability to create reality. Yes, you can have anything that you want, but beyond that, the thing that you truly want, you don't quite understand, and that's being in the fifth dimension. A true utopia, very much like what heaven is described as in our biblical text, or what we were told when we were growing up in Sunday school. That heaven is available to us. It is a place of love where people take care of each other, they serve each other. But for us to get to that point, we must awaken more light within ourselves. And in many situations, we're not awakening that light if we're happy and we're prosperous and everything's working out perfectly. So there's an inner part of our soul that has this knowing that it needs to create these catalytic events. If you have an awareness of this ahead of time and you begin to bring more light into your life, you can maybe in some cases avoid these events, but you can also encounter these obstacles and events, concerns, and experiences that you have as opportunities to bring more light into your life and to be a vessel of love in whatever situation that you encounter. As they explain, bringing ourselves to a new point in our evolution means that we step up to new sets of challenges, and they use the word challenges. These challenges are what give us a reason to feel something. They give us a reason to summon forth energy. They give us a reason to make the choice. They propel us forward. So when we reach a new point in our evolution and we find ourselves facing these challenges, the Arcturians are inviting us to see it as progress. Many times we look at our lives and think that we're doing something wrong because of the challenges that we have in front of us. And we think, how did I create this? Because we know that we create our reality. And we say, what am I doing wrong? Or we think we're regressing in some way, or we're guilty because we were thinking the wrong thoughts. But the key element from these channelings, it is what we do with the challenges that matters. When we make shifts to higher frequency ranges, we put those challenges in front of ourselves because they spur us on. They light a fire under us. Our challenges are our friends, and we begin to see them in that way. We shift our perspective on them, and therefore we have more success in facing them. As soon as we switch from believing that the challenges mean that we're doing something wrong, that we're creating the wrong reality, to recognizing that the challenges mean we have up-leveled to a new vibration, we will then begin to handle these challenges much better. We will welcome them. We will look forward to them. They are food for us. This allows us to hone our skills as creator beings, as source energy beings. So what challenges are you facing right now? Maybe they're really bothering you. But if you can step back and look at the challenge as a blessing, as something that's bringing more light within us, that's motivating us, that's inspiring us, that's changing us from within, then it can actually lead to greater experiences in our lives in a variety of ways. You can find all episodes of The Reality Revolution at therealityrevolution.com. And welcome to The Reality Revolution.